An emerging Indigenous artist who produces, writes, records, and releases all of his music independently has created a new album. Another intriguing aspect of his musical journey is he's been blind since birth. Music, inspiring others, and achieving your dreams is what you can expect in this episode of You Talk with Mattmac.
What's up, everyone? My name is Mattmac, and I'm a recording artist based out of Garden Hill First Nation, now living in Winnipeg. Yeah, I make beats like almost every day.
I thought it was really cool when I was doing some background research onto you, and it's like, oh, you're here in Manitoba, now in Winnipeg. That's awesome. That's where we're based as well.
So that's where you're based out of?
Yeah,
Cool.
Here in Winnipeg. I've been living here for 2 years now. I think that is. Who knows what time is through this enigma of what the pandemic was.
Yeah, agreed. This 2 years been feeling like 5 years, 6 years, honestly.
Oh, definitely. There's times that I'm like, how long is it? It's been a week. Oh. What's going on? Anyways, we're here to talk about yourself and your music and your new album, Blurred Vision. I've been listening through it a lot. Let's see which one actually do I like the most. It's hard. I really like Status. I like the beginning, like that rock. Isolation is also good. The first one on the track. How about you just tell me a little bit about your relationship to music?
Yeah, so basically, like, music is like, it's pretty important to me, as I think it's like really highlighted in this album. There's been a lot of things that's been happening over like the past year or so. Life kind of actually got crazy after 2020 dropped. Not only did it get Rap Album of the Year award from Summer Solstice Indigenous Music Awards, it got like a lot of recognition from people, and like it just motivated me to keep going. And I was like, wow, there's actually a lot happening. And I was navigating this music industry. It's kind of a new experience because there was a lot to learn. I knew at some point I felt like I was gonna get lost at some point, and I felt throughout this whole entire process of this album coming together, some points I did kind of actually get lost, and learning how to like manage everything, and like all these like new responsibilities coming into this like industry. It's like getting into like a lot of new things and a lot of opportunities, and also like moving out was another thing, moving to the city.
Looking through your catalog, your music video Paradise has almost 10,000 views. Like, that's pretty good. Walk me through a little bit about your really? I was just looking at it the other day.
I actually didn't know about that.
And yeah, you're rising on
That's
Indigenous
cool.
music charts. I guess just what is your feelings hearing and seeing that your music has been, resonating with people?
Just to know that there are people that really like my music, and they've compared to me like a lot of the people I actually look up to, and it's actually quite wild. And I really love the fact that there are people who actually resonate with my music and really just like to vibe with it.
Why don't you walk me through your process of creating music? What is it that inspires you? What are those elements that you put into creating the sound, writing the lyrics, and then actually recording it?
I'm basically inspired like with a lot of melodies. Usually like first of all, it's like melody based. A lot of what's on this album is actually like when it was actually first started out, it was like no, it was like, or something along the lines of that. But then it's just like formulated into like lyrics, and just a lot of it actually starts from like instrumentals and beats I've made, or like beats I get from producers I work with. And then it's just like I write and record at the same time, so that's how I usually do it.
Hey, I mean, everyone has a process. So it kind of starts out as like a brain worm. It's just kind of like stuck in your head a little bit until you're able to focus it.
Yeah.
So your Blurred Visions has a lot of hip hop and rap influence to it. Is there any other genres that you'd like to maybe mess around with in some future projects?
I really, really, really like hip hop and rap, obviously. Making trap beats is obviously like something I love to do, and it's like fun because not only do I make it for myself, because I'm also like making other beats for other artists as well. But I was thinking like either one day I could make an EDM album or something along the lines of like progressive house, or which is also EDM, or even like something along the lines of alternative, or maybe even like an acoustic version of like one of my albums.
You're always making music, like every day you're making some stuff, some beats. Why did you want to pursue this as a career? Most people are like, whoa, the music industry is cutthroat. I just want to do it for fun. I don't want to get into this.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Honestly, like I began to make beats at like between 14, 15, 16. And honestly, like I was trying to do EDM before I started doing like hip hop and rap. And in my mind, I was listening to all these songs that were like on my YouTube that came across my YouTube, and I was like in my head I was like thinking, yo, I actually want to do those like production tricks like what they do. And I was like thinking like, yo, how the heck, how do they do? I was like thinking like, yo, how do they do this one little hi-hat triplet roll, or how do they do this drop, or how do they make this melody sound like this? And from there, just like the passion kind of grew, and my curiosity kind of grew, and then all of a sudden I'm making beats, and then one thing led to another, and then I started writing instrument. I was like, whoa, I actually could really make this into like a career, and that's what happened.
Finding something you're passionate about and deciding it's like, oh, okay, this little itch that I'm getting, I need to scratch it. I need to find out whether or not this is something I'd actually want to do or get into. So it's really
Definitely.
cool to hear about your story getting into it.
Definitely, because I've always been like big into singing, and we've always been like technology, so I've been like singing since I was like 4 years old. So it honestly just made sense.
When looking at the headlines, one of the big things that people will notice is that you're vision impaired. You've been blind since birth. Has this impacted, your process at all? Or maybe it's been an inspiration in some of your writing or lyrics?
I like to think so. I like to think that my work not only inspires like Indigenous people, not only like Canadians, but like blind people, especially like people like the blind community, because I actually do have a bit of a following in the blind community, through like the Blind and Famous collective. I just want to be like, yo, yeah, like you could actually do it, and you could actually make something come true of your life. And like if you actually have a dream, you could actually do it, regardless of like if you're blind, or if you like have almost near vision, or
For your community, your home roots of Garden Hill First Nation, how have people there been responding? Have you been hearing, or have people been reaching out to you and be like, hey man, I heard your song, heard your new album, great stuff, super cool?
I know that people from back home, because last month I did a performance for the Island Lake graduation, which is like all four of the reserves in my area, which is like Garden Hill, St. Trees, Mattmac, Red Sucker Lake First Nations. I did a performance for all the graduation students that were in Winnipeg, and they were all saying how like, yo, you're actually doing pretty well. We're all proud of you, and did a performance over there. So that's pretty good, just seeing that love from the community, knowing the fact that they reached out just for a performance in Winnipeg for students who are attending schools in like Winnipeg and surrounding areas. It was just wonderful.
Well, and having support from your community can just mean a lot. Like it can give you that extra boost.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed with that.
What advice would you give people who are wanting to break into the music industry?
Well, I'd probably have to say One, it's not easy. Two, it's like you really have to learn patience because one, I could be like really patient, and two, I could be like really not patient. So it's just the idea of like learning to like what you want, learning like thinking about what you're getting yourself into. Like what are you getting yourself into? Honestly, it'll be so worth it at the end because you'll start to see things come in, and it might not be like right away, but when you start to see it come in, it's totally worth it, no matter how like difficult it is. So my advice to people, especially for like people who are like in situations where you feel like there's an obstacle in your way. My advice to you for that is never mind the obstacle. Go for it and get it. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, just listening to your album, it's really come together. Some great sounds, great lyrics. Now that your album is out, is there anything else that you're, kind of working on, hoping to pursue? Are you wanting to do like maybe some tours or like stage performances?
Yeah, so like as of right now, the album this album was actually I'm actually yeah, so like as of right now, I'm actually on tour as promotion for this album, Blurred Visions. Been around BC, been to Kamloops, been to Cache Creek. So that's what's been happening right now. I've just been promoting the album, and yeah, that's what's been happening. And I guess we're just gonna do more performances. We got a couple like more shows lined up, but yeah, as of right now, it's like keep making beats and continue to record because that's what I love to do in general. So I do that almost every day. So.
Well, I'm excited to see what comes down the pipeline. So, Mattmac, thank you so much for joining me to talk a little bit about your album, Blurred Visions. Mattmac is on tour right now with his album, Blurred Visions. Where can people go to find out more about yourself and your music?
Yeah, so you can find my music everywhere, wherever you listen to your music, whether that be Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube Music, or if you just like YouTube, just look up Mattmac, Mattmac, which is one word. You can follow me. You can follow me online. My Instagram, Facebook is Mattmac online, which is like one word, and the Twitter is @thatsmattmac.
Have any stories you'd like us to share or communities we should highlight? Leave a comment on our social media or reach out to us on our website. I'm Ryan Funk. This was You Talk, and have yourself a good one.